Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of FoolsTown here in City Skylines 2, where we're now witnessing the brand new area slowly coming together. We kind of extended it a little bit in the last episode. We built a little bit more. We got some more services down, like the garbage and stuff like that. And we kind of decided on how we're going to run the layouts around this area. And it's gone pretty well. We've kind of got the idea for the residential already. We've kind of got the idea then for, you would call it more of the downtown section of this area setup. And we implemented all the public transport as well. We have our very own train line, and underneath a subway line links in too. Now, I want to get the bus routes all set up as well today, which means hopefully finalizing a lot of the road layouts and getting them all together as well. And there's something that I want to get in at some point in this episode, and that is either between the central bank or the prison and the CIB. Now, I think the CIB and the prison, they go kind of, I won't say hand in hand, but they're kind of within the same category. You've got the Secret Service and you've got where all the criminals go. So I might get the central bank in. Now, the central bank houses stock and resource traders, as well as financial advisors and loan officers who combined work on lowering loan interests and reduce the price of imported resources and increases the export prices. Now, believe it or not, I'm losing quite a bit of money. And that's because we got like over $1 billion in the bank. I kind of haven't really been kind of focusing on growing the economy slightly, and you can see. You can clearly see right now the amount of new kind of buildings that require service upkeep has gone absolutely ridiculous. When it comes to services, you can see my biggest expense right now is the healthcare and death care systems. It's absolutely huge, but it's something I'm not going to change. We'll kind of keep skadooning along, and we'll see if we can eventually slowly turn back a profit. Who knows? We will see. We will see. But we have the central bank unlocked, and I feel like it might kind of fit within this area with the tall buildings. We'll kind of see. But we'll kind of build that on a little bit later and see what effect it does have within our city. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to kind of first build the kind of the main road loops before I do all the little kind of alleyway side streets, and we'll kind of get that kind of all situated to where it's all going to run around this area, and then we can then think about doing the bus route to collect everybody to bring them back to some of the main transport hubs, which is quite exciting. So we've got this road here, and I'm kind of going to work on this area and this area first, and we kind of want to be able to kind of come off these little sections. So I think we'll kind of build two sections. I think we'll come off one about here. So I'll just bring it out a little bit there, and that's going to set then the function of where we're running. I'm going to bring another one out just here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of loop these round to connect to one another, and then we'll have side streets that go all over the place. So let's kind of do a little bit of a kind of like a continuous bend almost. Right, bring that down to there. We'll run slightly straight a little bit, and then we'll kind of hit them with the bend. Nice standardized bend just there. We'll go a little bit straight again, and then we'll do a nice continuous bend. Right, and then we'll kind of come back to that one, because we're going to then link this one down a little bit to about there. Do a bend, bam, bam. And I might do a little bit of a wiggle with this glorious bend here. So if I kind of went bam, 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 it's a bit awkward, but it gives me a little bit of space to kind of do some stuff. It's a little bit of an awkward bend, but I want it to flow quite awkwardly. So I've created this loop here. I've created this loop here, and there will be connections and all that kind of jazzy stuff. There will be connections that kind of get into it, but we'll do it in the form of these little side streets. So they're like main loops almost, and we'll kind of connect off them. Now for this side, obviously we're going to be running 3 of these. Obviously 3 doesn't go into any of them evenly, so we kind of have to play around a little bit. Now we don't have any other connections bar, for example, this connection, which I will come off it ever so slightly. Oh no, I've got the bend on, haven't I? Right, hold on. There we go. So something will run into that, and it most likely will be this one as it kind of goes around the edge and then in. this will kind of come up and then this will kind of kick into it. So let's design where that is going to happen. So if I went like this, if I came down like that to there, and then off this I'll have something like this, which is going to run into here. So if I bring that to there, and then with our beautiful little bend, like that, a nice little wiggle in. Oh, all the wrong buttons. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then we're going to have this run into that, and then this is going to come up and then turn into this. So this is quite a built-up area, to say the least. It is going to be quite a built-up area. So if I do a normal bend here, something like this, and then a really short bend just there, and then lead us in. So this is like an outskirt boundary road. Now I could bring that in, or I could just keep it like that. There's no harm in doing that. It reduces the amount of junctions and stopping and startings because there's now one less way to turn. You have to turn that way to go in a different direction. And it will all be connected by the alleyway roads, which I'm calling my side streets anyway. So it will all kind of work out in the end. Right, down to there and in. Beautiful. So that's the main road I want to work with this. It's windy, it's bendy, it goes here, it goes there, it goes everywhere. And I really do like it. I really do like it. So that's what we're going to use for the bus routes to go round. So it'll go round this way, down, round, up, bam, and then come down this way and then enter this area. So let's just finally work with this little section first. And what we'll do is we'll come off that there where there's a crossroads as a junction. We'll come off here with a junction. Now this is what I like. You kind of randomly pick where you want the spots to be, and then from that you try and then decide and design how it's all going to look and work. So I reckon we'll come off just here. There we go. So I'm going to have this go down, round, and then loop itself back in and have two roads run into it because it's quite a long spaced area. So it just kind of makes a little bit of sense. So if I go to about there and bend that almost round like that on a bend, go somewhat straight, and there's a simple bend and a turn this way. So I'm not playing any shenanigans around this area. It's as simple as you're going to get it. So down to here. Bam, bam. Glorious. So I could either just keep it really simple and have these run directly down, no questions asked. Same with this one. No questions asked. And you kind of almost still retain the grid, but it's not a grid because we can use all the little side streets to kind of spiral here and there. So that kind of finalizes this area, which we then get this little space, which I might save this for like a park area. I don't know. We'll see how we get on. We'll see how we get on. So without knowing truly what's going down, I can kind of then build up some form of a bus route, which is really, really exciting. So this is how we're going to do it. We're going to grab our bus routes right now because we have the station over here, which we're utilizing between the two crissy-crossies of this. So we're going to do we need the bus shelter. And I'm going to do a bus stop directly outside. Now we're kind of going this way. So we'll stop into there. We'll come down here. Actually, I can make it come down here to have a stop just there. So it feels like it's part of the inner area. We'll bring it down this way and have a stop just there on the bend, which is kind of split between the two entry points, even though it's kind of going to come around this area anyway. Bam, 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 bam. So as it comes into here, we'll have it stop just there to kind of bring itself down this way. Now the stop there and the stop here that we're going to implement is all within walking distance of this area. So if you're living here, you can just simply do a nice little walk. But if you're trying to get to the stores, the shops, it's within your vicinity anyway, so it's nothing too crazy. And once I connect more roads connecting in this way, it's going to be more walkable. Is the best way to put it, isn't it? Right, stop there. We'll have a stop here, and then we'll have a stop just there, which is going to link up to this area here. I'll have a stop there, and a stop just there to finalize all that. So we kind of clip into the downtown area within this 2 times along this route. Now the question is it enough for us to have a counterclockwise loop? So we got our clockwise loop. Do we implement the counterclockwise? Or do you reckon this area is not that populated to require it. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's that busy just yet to need one. So if I start here, we come in and then stop just there. We then bring it down to its next stop just here. When the game decides to hurry up and update. Oh, hold on. Hold on. There we go. Then down to here. And then down to here. And here. Come on, boy. And then here. There's a slight delay right now before it appears. And before I can click. This is taking this a little bit. Actually, if I pause the game, does it speed up if I pause? Oh, it does. Okay, pause your games, guys. Pause your games. Oh my goodness me. So it's a standard route. Granted, it's not going to do much at the moment because it goes to areas where there's no one really living there. But we've got this set up. This is going to look good. It's going to look good. So back into our public transport anyway, because we need to make sure that we don't have too many buses on this route. So by default, they're going to want to throw in 7 buses, which I'm going to reduce it down to 5 to begin with. And let that do its magic. We'll let that do its magic right now. So we should see buses slowly appear. I can't believe they're still building buildings. I placed these in last episode and they're still building them right now. I'm not sure when we'll see it, but at some point we will see it. At some point we will see it. So let's design this area here with the little side streets. And then we'll place in our bank, which I'm quite excited for. So I'm going to bring this now slightly down, which will link into a connection into here. So I reckon we can force this with the continuous bend one. Something like that, but then it's also going to connect in. So we're kind of doing like little mini loops coming from our big loops. Now bring that down to there, to here, and then in. So you got mini loops on your big loops. And then off that we do cul-de-sacs. And stuff like that. So I can come down to about here. I can then come off just there. And then we do the same going down here then. Now, did I do it where you had little bits coming off? I did. So you come off like that. And like say like this. But then you'll also do little kind of bends like this. Where you'll create what I mostly know as crofts. Like living in Birmingham. You create little crofts. Now, not too many, where it causes issues, boy. And look at that. This reminds me of the estate that I grew up on as a child. Anyway, we are going to continue this then. So, there's a couple of ways we can now forge this out. So, you've got like, well, first we've got to figure out where we were going to be rolling this up. So, if I kind of somewhat have it straight-ish and that running out somewhat straight-ish as well. So we know we get our 2 points there we get to work with. I can run this out and let's say I kind of make it quite early on. And obviously this down here. And then I like doing this. I like intertwining them with a bend because it's like a traffic calming measure. Not too calming though. Not too calming. And because this is quite a vast area, we're going to be able to get a few little grids here and there. And that runs round to here. To where this then connects in. And then that runs down to there. This completely reminds me of areas on council estates that I grew up on as a child, where you have the main road flying through, and then you almost have roads that could have potentially flow through and shortcut, but because it's all residential, traffic calming measures to make it a little bit awkward to get from there down to here. It's just easier to go around than stopping and starting, bending, turning, dodging parked cars. You know what I mean? It works perfectly, almost. It's almost beautiful if it wasn't for the crime. There's probably a lot of crime in this city as well. Right, let's continue this. So let me just create a couple of little sticky out bits right now, as I like to call it. And bam. Ooh, why is it not clicking? Alright, there we go. So it's got to be awkward. Because that's what, in real life, makes people avoid these kind of streets when trying to use them as through roads. Is the awkwardness that gets thrown along with it. Because on maps look like you could do it, but you get there and it's like, you know what, I'm never coming this way again. That's kind of what everyone says. I'm never coming. Who told me to go this way? Right, let's do a couple of bends now. So you want to slightly frail them out. Like that. Because they use the little end sections. It's like where you create a croft kind of area, and they use that as like the turning circle to turn around and get out of this kind of little bit. Right, I won't do too many, but we'll go with this. We'll go with this. So let's just quickly sort this area out then. So this one's a bit different because it's now slightly a little bit of a larger area. So if I bring this road down quite straight, to be honest with you, and we're going to bend this around, and we're going to bend this back round again, and then we're going to use this bend to go bam, bam, bam. We've created the hairpin, boys, the hairpin right now, and we're going to come off this with a bunch of roads. So come off that way. I'm going to almost create a grid. Where there is almost a little bit of a mini high street. And a little bit of organization before the chaos. Right. We're going diagonal on these ones now. Little bit of diagonal. But we end them with bends. So it doesn't look as silly. Nice! Look at that area. Wow. I would quite like to live here. So, so let me just first place in some commercial. And you can see where we've got the... Look how low the customers is around here versus over there. It's so green. But we'll bring customers in ourselves. So a little bit of commercial dotted around here first. And then we'll pump down a little bit of a commercial along here. So we get like a nice little row of stores and stuff. And just here as well, we'll get it in. And then everything else is going to be our low density residential. So I'm just going to go full shebang, oh, there's pollution. Oh no, I forgot about the pollution. I forgot that we had polluting stuffs over here. Should I just zone it anyway? Oh, they're going to hate me, guys. They're legit going to hate me right now. Oh, I've just gone over all of this and I didn't mean to. Wait, I would have done it on this as well, didn't I? Oh, snap. And here. Sorry, guys. They're going to hate on the polluted side of things. How do you get rid of polluted ground? Like, very easy. If anyone knows how you get rid of, like, polluted ground easy, let me know in the comment section down below. Because that, oh my goodness me, got traffic over here. That is something that is probably have eluded me. Oh, I see why. You're a snowplow. What are you doing here? And then we got road maintenance. Oh, are you gritting the roads? Is snow coming? Is that what you're doing? Are you gritting the roads? They're working. They're doing something. So I'm assuming they're gritting the roads. And in return, they've caused mass backlog on my mean streets. Oh, they are foolish. to the highest extent. How dare they? How dare they? But let's look at this bank then. So while that new area now builds up, how big is the bank? So it's going to increase the export profits by 5%, which is perfect. More money for us. Reduce the import cost by 5%, which is perfect. We spend less money, which means there's more money for us. And it decreases the loan interest. Now, something that I don't really need to worry about is getting loans at the moment. And it is a fairly large building. Yikes. I might. Could I fit? No, it's a little bit too big to go any. It's actually quite a large building. Not even going to lie to you. It's pretty mahoosive. Now, if I was to squeeze it in, I don't think I could get it in. Maybe that's why I reserved this area for then. A nice big bank. Ooh, okay. Right, will it go here? The answer is yes. It will go in here with absolute ease. So, let's see what we can do in terms of having this in. So, I want it in an area, in a space where this can be straight until the last minute where it needs to bend. So I can build this coming off. Now I could do a fancy like driveway for it. So if I came up to about there, oh no, actually let me go the full zone. So if I did that, I'll play around with the oh actually that was the perfect length. Just like that. So the bank's now in. It has its own car park availability. Has no extensions on it. And it does provide jobs for 40 people. Right. Because this has become like the service area. We've got our, you know, medical, police, fire. All of our transports over here. We've now got our big bank in the area. I didn't realise how big it was. It's a lot larger than I was expecting it to be. Now, car parks within this area, I need to add some in. Now, I could do an underground car park. I mean, it makes life a little bit simpler, doesn't it? I could throw in one right there, but I've learned in the past that, you know, traffic is a big issue. An underground car park within our little transport hub just there. I could do a nice overground shopping-esque style one near the shopping area. And then we'll place down a few little, you know, above ground ones, normal ones. If that's what you would like to call it. We'll do one there. We'll do it near the shopping areas. One there. I know it does promote people then driving. But they need it. They need this kind of stuff. Within their grasp, within their reach. So, I'm surprised you can't actually upgrade this building. And to be honest with you, it's got a nice little backdrop, hasn't it? It's got a real nice backdrop right now. Now, have we always had snow in these mountains? I feel like snow's coming. Now that I've seen the snowplow, I feel like snow is now on the way. I can't believe they just completely backlogged me. There's another one right now causing backlogs. Is there any more along here? What's going on over here? Oh, there's a crash. I was about to say, what's going on here, boys? There's a crash. There is a crash. I'm still surprised of how many people use the highway, even though we've got the big shortcut bridge going across. So this will take some time. Oh, now they're complaining about the polluted land. Yeah. My bad. But I need to know, what's the easiest way to get rid of it? I really do need to know. Right, any signature buildings remaining? There is. The Sculptor's Mansion will kind of claim this within these areas. So the Sculptor's Mansion, I'm going to place... I'll place just... Would it go here? No. I'm trying to put it in an area where it won't suffer too much. Okay, that works. The Constellation Apartments... Or do I squeeze it within like an area around here? Or do I pull it where it's most likely to kind of fit in these areas? Ooh, maybe not, maybe not.
like row buildings like this, apart from those ones there. Now, do you know what? I do want it in this area because I kind of want to get the little boost around it. So we'll throw it in just there. None of those left, none of those left. Ooh, we have the switch on and the farmer. Surprised I haven't got those in recently. Oh, hang on, we got the Coda Park as well. Right, we have a lot of stuff going on over here. What's the Coda Park? Is Money Build when get converted into game design, art, and code? Would it make sense around here? We'll see. We'll see if it makes sense being placed around here. Now, I'm in fast forward mode right now, and it's still December in the game. Right, boys? It's still currently December. December is not ending. There is no way in this world that December is ending right now. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to do about this. I'm not quite sure. When will it be January? When will the summer reappear? Questions I don't even know the answers to. Right, they're slowly dispersing themselves. The only great thing is that there's an accident, so it doesn't add to the backlog, but at the same time, it's just extending the backlog here. You just cannot win. You just cannot win. And the buildings are now starting to slowly appear over in this area as well. So I think we've done pretty well. We've built up this area. We've got the side streets in. We've got an idea of how we're working. We've got the bus route in, which at this moment in time is not going to see any benefits. I don't know if there's going to be many people using it. There is currently 7 passengers on the line in total. Okay. Okay. But as more people move in, we'll slowly get more passengers. No cars are parked here just yet. We've got this one over here with 0 cars. We've got this one, 0 cars. But we gotta give them all time. The great thing is though, we are starting to now see them utilising the outer highway. It's now starting to make a little bit more sense for everybody. So that's quite interesting to see as well. Now, something I want to do next episode, and what I'll do is I'll buy the tiles now, so we've got them ready, is I want to extend this highway here, coming over this way, and then leaning down and connecting up to there. Now, a reason for that is, I want them to be able to kind of get from over here down to here, not always utilising this bridge, because it does backlog quite often. So if you're up here, your obvious thought process is, well, drive down here, straight over, and out. But they have no option. I mean, they could drive down here, but it's such a long, windy process to kind of go through to get to this. So, utilise this. Bam, bam, out. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. More alternative and direct routes. Nice. I have no idea what I'm talking about. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. But, unemployment levels are very, very low, so we do need more residents. But it doesn't stop the workplace availability, Jess. It doesn't really affect this too much because when you see that we have maxed out the uneducated and we've maxed out, it's just the uneducated. So while we do have a little bit of employment, uneducated people can only apply for uneducated jobs. So we need to provide more uneducated job workplace opportunities. And that comes in the form of, you know, factories, warehouses. Have they just shot a rocket up? They have. Goodbye, space rocket. Go discover another planet. Do we get money for that, by the way? I don't know if we ever get money for this. I don't even know what it actually meant to... Apart from obviously the boost. It's mainly just for the boost and it's a visual thing to see a rocket launch. But yeah... Right, this area is almost all done. So, let me know, guys. How do I get rid of the ground pollution? How do I get rid of it? If anyone knows what's an easy method to do it. Oh, look at another road mate that's slowing us down. Let me know. If it's just a case I have to wait for it to kind of disappear itself, then I'll just de-zone it for now and just wait for it to slowly disappear. But it can't be as basic as just waiting, right? There's got to be a way in which you can kind of get rid of it all. Who knows? Who knows? What's going on here, boys? Train jams? No, we're just waiting for this train to get in right now. Oh, it's going in for maintenance. That's what it's doing. It's going in for maintenance. So, FoolsTown looking beautiful. Looking pretty sweet. Lots of people now moving in. Oh, we're actually now making profits. I think, whoa. It just what's happened for us to make all of a sudden astronomical amounts of profit? What changed? Because taxes have apparently changed. Industry? What industry has got like a huge boost? Textile. Oh, we must have just exported like a couple of ships worth of pure textiles. Because I'm 50 million profit in the textile industry. What is going on? Although, I have a huge deficit. So I don't know what's going on. We must have bought a load and sold it on. Supply and demand, baby. Supply and demand. But until next time, boys, I will see you all soon. So, goodbye.